Hi, my name is Randy Neal. I'm going to teach you how to change your own car tire. Sometimes in the world, you can get a flat. You might not have a phone to call AAA or your family member, somebody to come help you, and you got to do it yourself. I'm going to show you how to do it. The first step of doing that is knowing your vehicle, okay? You got to know where the jack is, where the spare is, if you even have it. So when you get your own vehicle or you get your vehicle, you might want to check and make sure you have everything, and then routinely check it to make sure everything's working fine. For instance, this car right here is a BMW. It doesn't have, this car right here doesn't have a spare or a jack. It has run flat tires, so it doesn't need it. This is my wife's car. This is what we're going to change the tire on today, and it does have a spare and a jack. I'm going to show you where it is. Typically, they're in the back hatch. Some trucks have them underneath. There'll be like a little lever. Just if you have a owner's manual, you could check that out. All right, so my wife's is underneath this plaque here. Here's the spare, there's your jack, and there's your two tire tools. A lot of them have very similar, this is very common, very similar. This is a donut tire. I'll show you that a little bit more when we pull it out. All right. So let's say you're driving down the road, and then that's whenever you notice your tire's flat. Keep in mind, you want to pull over pretty quickly, and you want to do so at a nice spot. See, the side road here is very narrow. Right here would probably be an okay spot. You kind of pull in that person's yard a little bit, but the most ideal spot are places like this right here to the right. It's open parking lot. You just pull in there, it's a safe spot, and get it done. Up here, the road's a little narrower. I'll show you kind of how to pull off the road and get in a good spot. We'll stop right here, right before the sign. Somebody's driveway's right there, so we're not going to try to park there, but just right here. It's not as flat as you would like. See, there's an embankment to the side, but that should give you enough room on the left side to change your tire. If it's on the driver's side, if it's on the passenger side, you want to keep that in mind whenever you're pulling over. I wouldn't do this if it was on that side. And sometimes you get out and inspect your tire right now to see if it was damaged, like what side's damaged. So maybe you can get back in your car and pull it in a better spot. All right, so we're in a parking lot now, but let's say you found a place. This is a perfect place to change your car tire. You want to put it in park, and then you want to engage the parking brake. And my wife's parking brake is weird. It's just a little knob here. You got to pull it up. Most have like a longer handle. You just push the button and click it up. You want to make sure your parking brake is engaged. Again, this is part of knowing your vehicle and how to do it. All right, and turn your vehicle off, and then exit your vehicle. We're going to go ahead and take out everything that we're going to need for this tire change. Your spare tire, your tire tools. This is the jack. These are the tools to operate the jack, and also we'll get the lugs off of here. Now I'm going to take the tire tool out, or the spare tire. All right, so this is what a donut looks like. It's a spare tire. This right here is a full size. As you can see, the big difference. It's pretty narrow. These are only supposed to be on there for temporary. Just make sure it's got some air in it. That's what we're going to use, but you want to take it out of the car before you start all this. The jack, and it's like a screw that goes all through here. You just turn this and it raises it up. Now, there'll be a place, and your owner's manual of your car should have all this information in it. But there should be a place. You come down here. I'll show it to you. You see this groove on your jack? It will go in that groove right there, or that right there. That's where you designed to have it at, right there, okay? So you're just going to place this here and screw it up until you're in that spot. Now we're just going to get in position, then we're going to take the lugs off, or loosen the lugs. All right, I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's on there. So that goes right on there. Little knob, That's how you want it. Okay. All right. So the next step, you're going to want to loosen these lugs. There should be 5, some have 6, depending on the model and the different patterns. Most of them have about 5. Okay. And lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay. So we're going to want to go left counterclockwise or clockwise to tighten it. And you just want to loosen them like that, not all the way off. I'm going to go in a star pattern like this, just to loosen them. All right. Now we're ready to jack up the car tire.
We're going.
All right. So now we've got it jacked up, a little out of breath, but so it's not all the way off. It's all the way off the ground, but it's not all the way up. You don't have to take it all the way up. Make it easy on yourself. Detach this portion again. We're just gonna go ahead and finish taking off all these lugs. And now we're gonna take them all the way off. We got all the lugs off. The one tire's ready to come off. Just lift it off, roll it to the side, and you can set it down. Now we're gonna put this one back on, save time. But I'm gonna put the spare on there, just kind of mock it, so you guys can get a sense of how it goes on there. And it does go on a certain way. You can see this side's kind of like sunken in more to the rim, and this is more bubbled out. You want the bubbled out portion out. So we would just line up the lugs, make sure you're on that center hub. Then you would hand tighten these. But we're gonna put that one on and I'll show you how to, from there. This is basically the same thing. Putting on spare and putting on the original tire is basically the same thing. All right, I'm putting the last one on, and my fingers are kind of fat and I can't really reach the back, so I put these back on here like this. You just want to make sure you put them on slowly. You don't want to cross thread them. Cross threading affects whenever your threads aren't lined up and they're kind of at an angle, and they'll strip the bolt out, so the bolt from the lug, so you don't want to do that. So we're just putting them on slowly. Now you're just gonna barely snug them. You don't want to rock the vehicle like when the jack's up. So we're just gonna put them a little tight, just so they won't come off. You want to do it in a star pattern, you know, just like that. All right, it's on there. So next we're gonna lower the jack. It's pretty simple. You just do it in reverse. That's how you do it. As soon as it's free, it gets less and easier and easier as it goes down. So you just want to get free now. Let's keep going a little bit more. Now we're out. All right. So to finish up with the tire, we're going to tighten them up now. You put them back on. You put your weight in it a little bit like that. You don't want to do it real too tight. Your vehicle has a recommended torque spec. I would find that out with your manual. Try to get it snug. Now remember, you're just trying to get it snug enough to go to a car lot or a tire repair shop, have them replace this tire, or check the torque on that for you. All right, time to load it up. All right, as I put this back together so my wife doesn't kill me, I guess to summarize everything, know your vehicle, know where your spare is if you have one, and have kind of a game plan if your phone doesn't work in that situation. Kind of be wary of your location too. You pull over so you don't get hit or hurt in the process. And to make it simple, get all your stuff out, loosen up your bolts if you want, throw the jack under there, lift it up off the ground just enough so you can get it off and put the spare on. Make sure you're in park before you do all that though. I need to back up a bit. Put it in park, because you don't want this vehicle to rock. If it rocks while on the jack, it'll fall off. And that's, especially if your tire's off and it falls down, that's just a nightmare. Take your thing off, put it on the new one, put the bolts on, just hand tight, make sure it's flush up against it, hand tight, lower your jack, and then tighten them up. Don't forget that part. Now, one thing you want to do after you drive it for a little bit, like 10 miles or so, pull over, retighten those up. You just want to make sure that they're all still snug and they didn't come loose on you. All right, that's it. Now you can change your tire if you need to. Just know your vehicle. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Know where your spare is, how to operate and all that before you're in an emergency situation where you got to do it yourself. All right, guys, take care.